You wanted to hear more on the economy. You wanted to hear more about job creation.
Well, it's interesting. It appears there was a last-minute shift, towards the issue of safety and security, and maybe that was to attract women, because that's something women care very much about. I thought what was interesting about the speech last night, I'd love your reaction to this, was I remember when I went over with Mr. Trump and met with the House Republicans, and the party was not unified at that time, Maria. I mean, there were some never Trumpers in that room, and I wonder if you think with what happened last night, you're going to have a unified Congress, Republican Congress, behind Trump. Does this silence some of those never-Trumpers in your caucus?
Yes, since this primary has ended, every single day, week that's gone by, Mr. Trump is unifying more and more of the party. The fact is, come November 8th, there will still be some Republicans who won't be supportive of Mr. Trump, and come November 8th, there will still be some Democrats who won't be supportive of Hillary Clinton. But I think this convention certainly helps the cause of uniting the Republican Party. And I think even what happened with Senator Cruz the night before, even that helps uniting the Republican Party when you see Cruz delegates supportive of.
I think, let me just one quick thing. I think you're going to see some of those Republicans now want to ride on Donald Trump's coattails, especially in these blue states.
He is reaching out. I mean, he has gone so far beyond his base. Just take the last two speeches of yesterday. On so many fronts, you could think of 25, 30 different ways that he's reaching beyond his base.
Yeah, in the Rust Belt, particularly, Steve, is what you're talking about.
Exactly.
In those union-heavy states where the manufacturing jobs have been lost: Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and then Michigan. Again, if Donald Trump can win those four and keep the Romney states, he gets 270 electoral college votes.
General, I mean, he was obviously tough on ISIS. Was it the right message? Do you agree with that? What do we need to hear in terms of substance and policy when it comes to defeating ISIS?
Well, I do agree with what he said. I mean, for quite a while I've said we need to take on ISIS. We've been trying to run a 2-year program of or strategy of attrition. It's been too slow. It's allowed ISIS to control terrain. It's allowed them to be able to fund their global war against us through what they are able to extort, smuggle oil, rob banks, and inspire others around the world to conduct these horrible acts. We have the capability to take it out. Take them out. Go back to NATO. How many NATO countries have been attacked by ISIS? I mean, the French, the Belgians, us, and Germans and others. NATO should be taking on ISIS directly. We're so afraid of committing ground forces. We could end this thing in a short time. We're going to take more civilian casualties than we would ever take in a mission to wipe them out. And I think that our allies in the region, in the Middle East, would join that if they knew NATO was committed to it. Why haven't we invoked Article 5 to commit the forces to once and for all destroy ISIS?
Yeah. What do you think in terms of a bump post this convention? Do you think Trump gets a bump? Everybody on the desk.
Yeah, I mean, look at the overnight polls. 57% were very impressed with the speech. 57%. That's a giant number.
Yeah, and the enthusiasm gap. People are so much more excited to support Donald Trump than those who are supporting Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, but Dagan, the critics were out strong last night.
Right. Heavy Democratic presidents, heavy liberal presidents on Twitter. But
what were they saying?
I mean, they're just going after the alone comment with the one comment that he made.
And they said it was a dire speech, painted America as dire.
Right, exactly. But next week, does Hillary help herself and get a bump? Because, again, she's got a long way to go to appear as if she's not lying.
Yeah. All right. We will leave it there. Congressman Lee Zeldin, good to see you, sir. General Anthony Zinni, thank you so much for joining us, sir. We will see you soon.
Sure.